Hi, my name is Joya. Welcome to my channel, which is called Adventure Beyond Front Door. Today's video is going to be one of those that makes you think about what you're going to be taking when you are traveling. I've put together a couple of things to show you what I normally would do when it comes to traveling. I've just been for a walk as part of my routine of getting fit for my travel. And I hope that this video that I'm going to show you on what kind of things I pack and what kind of things I actually think about when I am actually traveling domestically and internationally, and you can make up your own mind as to exactly what you're going to take with you. What I want to talk to you about is your passport. Your passport is your passport to the world. Always remember that. And if it gets damaged or it's got torn parts or any of those kind of things, in some countries they won't even let you out of the airport because it is not in a good, clean way. So what I can only say to you is passport covers. This is mine. I've got one of those kind of tracking things in this one that allows pickpocketers or people with scanners to not be able to scan it. And also in this one, it allows me to put my SIM cards, credit cards, money if you want to, all of that kind of thing into there. I've stepped out of frame a little bit, trying to get it all in. But your suitcase, that's the first thing you start with. What size are you going to take? A lot of people will take a carry-on suitcase. People will take a suitcase that's about 56 centimeters. And some people will take an 80 centimeter suitcase. For me, this one here that you can see is my 56 centimeter suitcase. That suitcase is my go-to suitcase. Even if I'm domestic or international, I will actually use that one because it has enough room. The reason behind it is I have a few secrets that I've been using over the years. And these secrets are packing tubes, looking at what am I going to take with me, thinking about what the weather is going to be like when I'm there. So I start my suitcase put together probably about 3 weeks out from when I'm going on a holiday. So I better start cracking because I'm going on a holiday in less than 4 weeks now, and thinking about what the weather's going to be like. Is it going to be a lot of rain? Is it snowing? Is it heat? All of those kind of things when you're thinking about when you are going on a holiday. So I'm going to show you a couple of little things that I've put together when I travel. And over the years they've changed, but it's still the same kind of thing. What we're now going to go on and learn about, and I'll just adjust my camera a little. What we're going to go on and learn about is your packing tools. Packing what you're going to take with you will determine how much weight you can take, because some domestic airports charge you a lot of money if you have not bought the extra for the kilos in weight. And this will help you for not overpacking. Yes, I've said it probably once before, I used to be an overpacker. I still am a bit of an overpacker, but this will work. So this one here is one of my new purchases. It fits into my 56 centimeter back suitcase. Why did I get this? Is because it is a vacuum one. Sorry about the wind out here. This is a vacuum one, and it is actually waterproof too. One thing I have learnt over traveling is that no matter what kind of bag you do have, when your bag goes out and onto the tarmac, and it could be there for 10, 15 to an hour, depending on where it is located in the world, and it's pouring down with rain, it's not going to stop your stuff inside getting wet. So this here, it fits my right into the bottom of my suitcase, and I use a pump, which I will show you shortly, that you can use to get all of the air out of that. This one here is another vacuum one from the same company, and I've been using this one now for 2 years. I've got 2 of these which were same size. They fit side by side in my 56 centimetre suitcase, and I use these even to fit into my carry-on bag. Yes, I can carry my pillow when I'm domestic going for a few days, because I love my pillow, in one of these. And it does take all the air out to cushion it down, so I can have clothes in one side and my pillow in the other in this. So that's a good thing to know about it. As I mentioned about the bags that have a vacuum in them, you might have some vacuum bags that you have at home, so use them when you're traveling. I have, with my little bag that I purchased from a company, they gave me a whole heap of different kinds of, oops, just dropped one, tubes that should be able to fit any bag. Pick up the one I just dropped. There it is. And whoops, not doing really well today. And that's another one. And this is the little device that I've got. The good thing about this device is it has AC charging. Another good little thing about this little device here that I have found over time is that it has a light in the back of it, so you've got a little light if you need it that comes in the back of it, and that's come in handy a few times when I have another person in the room with me and I'm trying to move her around rather than turning on the phone, because the phone can be quite bright. That little dim of a light in that has been great. And the other thing is, if you don't have a C socket, it actually gives you a converter for the A for you. Sorry, I'm not doing very well today. And the good thing about the vacuum is it comes in a little pouch where you can put all your things that you might need. You won't need to take all of those connections that I just showed you in the bag, because you can leave some at home. Only take what you need to take with you. Ooh, that's what you get from being out in nature. And I like that. These were the old style packing tubes that I've used. I still use them. As you can see here, it's good because it can sort your shirts, your t-shirts out, your pants, your jumpers, all of that kind of stuff. So if you're using these, it allows you to take it out, put it in the drawer if you want. This is a compaction one. It has an extra zip here, and it compresses everything inside. As you can see, it's not got a lot of bulk left in it, so it will actually bring down your clothes if you're not wanting to use the vacuum bags when you are traveling. So that's how thin it comes down. When I first started using packing bags and cubes, I had bags like these. I still use them depending on where I'm going to. Again, it allows you to pack enough things in to your bag. So what I'm saying to you is, you don't have to go out and buy all of these fancy things, but these are things that I have found that have helped me over time. These little bags, even the waterproof bags, have actually helped me to bring down the amount of things that I am taking with me on any time that I do travel, because weight in your bag is one of the big things. My suitcase on its own is around about 2.4 kilos. So can you imagine, you've got 7 kilos, so you've only got about 5-6 kilos. So this can help you to bring down the amount of things that you've got if you did not purchase extra luggage. Some places I found that I have 24 kilos in my bag, and with the compression of everything in it, I did not have to undo the extender on my bag. So that's other things that these compression bags and cubes can actually assist you with. This here is my go-to style of rain jacket. It's a spray jacket, but it's also a wind jacket, and it's waterproof. I got it in a men's size. Reason being is because this one here actually does cover a purse, or it covers a little backpack that you might have that's not overly waterproof in torrential rain, and it comes almost to my knees. In winter you might want to have a jacket over what you've got, and it might be windy and cold that day, but it's a lightweight, so you've got it for all seasons. I've got this one here, which is which one's this brand? This one's called a North Face. Another thing, when I'm traveling, I think about what I'm wearing. And I guess one of the things is, if you're going to an area like I have many times, gone to an area where it's snowing or it's cold or it's wintry, and you think to yourself, what kind of gloves can I wear? There's all different kinds of ones. I've got these pure woolen ones, which can actually slip underneath some of my other gloves that I have, depending on if I'm going skiing or something. These ones here were great. I googled about them, and the good thing about them is you can see right there that you can actually still use your iPhone and flick and everything like that. So have a look around for those kind of gloves. They come in handy. The other kind I do have for winter is these ones. And I know they look really weird, but when you put them on, as you can see, your fingers don't stick out too far, but this little thing on the back will actually give you mittens. So that's another little hack that I found a few years back, and I love it. Like, sometimes you want to wear your fingerless gloves, but you get cold and things like that. So there you go. You can still have your fingerless gloves and turn them into mittens. One of the things I have learnt over the years to take for the plane, if it's more than a 3-hour flight, your legs get sore and all of that, and even if you're going overnight on red eyes, I do love red eyes because it means it gives me more time on the ground when I get there, but I want to be refreshed. So what I've done is, over the years, I bought myself one of these. It's called a sling for your feet. I know it sounds really weird, but I have used this a couple of times now. You put it over your tray table, and it sits there and brings your feet up off the ground and allows your feet to move back and forth like that a little bit on the plane. So you're moving your muscles and moving your feet without having to get up, walk up and down the aisles and things like that. So that's something that you can think about. What are you carrying onto the plane with you? I have shown you the feet thing, but to help with movement and all of those things. But when you go to sleep, you want to go to sleep. And one of the things that I have found is, over the years, those neck braces aren't always the best. And I've tried them all, and the ones with the opening at the front, and one that they called 20 years ago called the turtle, which you put over the top of your head, and sometimes you adjust it, but it never had the, how do you put it, the strength to keep you from sleeping like that, and that opening and all of those things, and you're always uncomfortable. probably about 9 years ago, maybe 8, when I was traveling, I came across this on Facebook. They're out there now. You can see them. And they actually roll up when you're finished with them and fit into a little bag, because you're only using this for a little bit of time, but you don't want to have the issue of the bulk. So this little bag here, it's not that big, but it works. And then you just put this around your neck, and there you go. You can't actually move your head that comes down at the front too badly when you're sitting there sound asleep and you wake up with a really bad neck. I found this being great because I can sleep with it around my neck quite easily, and when I get to my destination in the morning, I don't feel exhausted and I don't feel tired like you normally will. And that's something, a little hack that I came across years ago. And here it is in its little pouch. Not very big. Put it against my head. See, it's not that big. I love this bag. The reason why I like this is that you can put in here the things that you're going to have to need straight away when you get on a plane or any of those things. It's a little notebook I put in here. This is a new one because my other one's so worn out. So you put a little notebook in here, you can put a pen in here, you can put your passport into here, all of those little things. If you've got a little battery pack, you can put that in here depending on how much room you have. But this is your go-to bag when you need something in an emergency when you're on the plane, or to fill out your documents and you've got your bag up in the above you in the compartment and you just can't be bothered going to it. So that's a little hack that I have. I've got a few of those little bags. Another thing that I love to take with me on a trip, and I know it sounds really weird, is cards. Trust me, if you're traveling on your own, traveling as a group, it does come in handy. I'll tell you a little story about when I was going from Phuket to Hong Kong. This is over 16 years ago. And I was a solo traveller then. The funny thing was I had this in my pack, and I had a couple of other people on the row with me who were flying to Hong Kong. 3-hour flight, not much to do on one of those cheap flights. You don't get fed, you bring your water on board, and that's pretty much all you get, a little bit of water if you need it. So I had these, and they had friends in front of them. We played, between the 6 of us, for 3 hours. They've played it, and they said, oh, we forgot our cards. So you don't have to be on your own all the time. You can be talking to somebody on a plane, or you can be doing this, playing a game of That's always fun. Oh, just lost my glasses. The sun's bright today and I should be having them over my eyes, but I want to be able to show you things and to be able to see the camera. So these little bags here are my wet bags. They're only small, but they're really handy. When you have things that are got liquid in it or watery kind of things, what I found was having these little bags, you don't have to have them. You don't have to take both of them. This is what I'm saying. This is what I've got as a choice when I'm traveling, because I take myself a towel to wash myself in and a soap bar, because at the end of the trip I throw away the soap bar, but the washcloth that I use, I'll show to you a bit later. You'll understand why I take it. So this one here is usually the only one I have left, because my washcloth has to go in it. I spoke to you before about carrying a towel or a wash towel when I go on holidays. A lot of places do not give you hand towels or wash towels anymore. They'll give you a towel for a hand towel for wiping your face and all of those kind of things, but a lot of places they've gotten rid of the washcloth. And one of the things that I bought probably over 10-15 years ago was one of these. Well, I bought a few of them because I use them at home, but this is what I take with me on my trip. This is lightweight. It is the same kind of washcloth that I use at home. I know when I come home, I can actually throw this into the wash and clean it. Another thing, when you are traveling and you are doing your laundry, where do you peg your stuff? That's always a good thing. I bought myself this little peg thing that you can see, and it works wonders. It can go from one end of your bathroom to the other. It has things on it like a little hook at the end, so you can see that, and another little hook on the other end. So depending on where you're hanging it, it gives you plenty of room. As you can see, they're all, and this one that I have has got adjustable for width. So that's another little hack that I do have. They're not always very light, so just remember there might be some weight in those. But for me, I've had this probably for about 10 years or longer, and it still has its elasticity, it still has the ability to move it backwards and forwards. So that's another little hack, and it comes with a little bag, mine did. Another thing I take on my trip are these two bags. I actually got them from Temu a couple of years back and love them. What I do is pick two different colours that you can see, and they're laundry bags. One is for putting your dirty clothes into for when you want to go and wash them. I love going to the laundromats when I'm on holidays. Only joking, but it's something you have to do. And all my dirty clothes are in one bag. A lot of people will put their clean clothes back into their dirty clothes bag, but me, I got another little bag which you can see, and I've labelled it. If you can see there, it says clean. So I've got one written as dirty, one as clean, and I take them both to the laundromat. It does work better because you're not putting your clothes back into a dirty bag, and they are lightweight. I'm not a promoter for this company or any of those kind of things, but one of the good things is I did find when I was starting to travel, probably about 10 years ago, it could be, I'm not sure when they came out, but it's a company called Snap, and I have used their little old style one that you can see here for years. Gives you a couple of these. As you can see, it's old because it's got the lightning, it's got a C, and here on the front allows you to charge your phone. It tells you on the side if it's full or not. It's got a couple of other little chargers on the side, as you can see. And the good thing about it is, see this little snap out thing here? Depending on which country you are traveling to, they gave me these little things for the sockets, for the wall. And the good thing about it is that little thing that sticks out there, when I get it right, because I haven't used it for a while, it will allow me to put onto the back of this, the socket, and I can put it into a wall where I'm going to. And it comes in a little carry case. Again, I don't use all of these when I'm traveling. I look at the country where I'm going to and what I will need. If I'm leaving from Sydney Airport, I don't need to take everything with me, but When I'm overseas and traveling, I have found that sometimes you just need to, sorry, I'm not looking at you, I'm trying to put everything back in the thing. I'll do that in a minute. Sometimes you don't need to take all the sockets. You just need to take the one. And recently I got from them, because I've got an Apple Watch, I recently got from them a travel watch charger. So that's even better. And one of the good things is it comes in a case, and as you can see, you can take the case with you if you want, or you can just take out what you don't need. Something that I've just got recently, and this is going to help a great deal, it's from the same company that does the battery pack that you can take with you. And this is a little key ring one. It has a little light on the end which you can turn on, but the good thing about it is if you open the sides here, you can see that you can charge. As you can see, unfortunately, it has to have the old Lightning one because people still have the old phones and don't all have C, so they cater for both. And that one's got the C. And I've used this a couple of times and it's great. I actually keep that on my key ring for my car. One of my really big things is when I travel is that I have a lanyard. See this here? This is a lanyard that I put my mobile phone onto. I can put it around my head like this and still have my mobile phone close by. Why do I do this? Is because we're creatures of habit. We will forget our mobile phones. We will forget something. So this way, and also people will steal it from the cafe benches and stuff like that. Yes, they do do that. You turn your head this way, they're coming in from that way. And they will either be walking straight past your table and you'll have your phone sitting on the edge of the table. What you can do is, this is a reminder that when you take it off, you put it around your wrist sometimes and put your phone on the table. This way, people cannot take your mobile phone because your mobile phone may have your ticket on it, all your travel documents on it, all your banking details, everything, it will be on there. So for me, I've had this for probably 10 years now. Love it. Would not leave home without it. This little bag here that you can see, I've been using for about 15 to 20 years. I picked it up when I was over in Asia because I saw lots of people carrying this little thing around with them. And I had no idea what this was. And I asked somebody the question, what is it? And they said, it's our cords, it's our electronics bag, it's our go-to bag for when we're going out for lunch. We can put a sandwich in there, or we can put different things in there. So this is a really good little go-to bag for the plane. I've used it for my cords. I've used it for a battery pack that I might take, not in that case that I showed you before, and I might put it into here so it's a little bit smaller. And this actually fits in the back of your seat. The good thing about this bag is when you get to the destination you're going to, because it's got grotty from all of the plane stuff. I know I'm going grotty here, but you can wash this and put it to dry and take everything out of it. And this is a great little go-to bag for holding a pen, notebook, chargers, cables. If you've got kids that have got gaming things, if you can find one of these when you are traveling, they're great. When you are traveling, and one thing that I have found when I'm traveling is carrying one of these. Yep, it's a sarong. Why do I carry this? Because when you're out and about, you may come, if you're in Asia, you will know this, that you've got to be respectful for when you are going into monasteries or you are going into temples and things like that. They like you to wear something that is floor length, or could be almost floor length, but just respectable that you cover up. Or even if you are going in the Middle East and you have to go into a mosque or something, find a sarong that's going to match with everything you wear. Throw in a couple of them. I throw in one because I use that for when I go into a temple or something like that, just to be a bit more modest, or if I have to put something over my head, it just to cover up, which is part of what they ask you. But sometimes when you are in places where you are not going into temples, you're not going into those kind of things, that is great to use as a blanket on the ground. Just to sit down in a park and just sit on, just drag it out of your bag and you've got a little blanket. Or you're late out at night, you're going to be late out at night and you just want something, it's hot and all of those things, but you just might want something to cover you over, just so that if it gets cooler quick, you've got something there just to keep you warm with, because you can tie it certain ways. So that is always a good thing to take a sarong with you, or find something that's going to be lightweight to take with you for those things. This here is the size of my travel bag, which has for your medicines, for your creams, for your toothpaste, toothbrush and things like that. And that's something that I have in my bag. It's see-through, so people can see through it. One of the things I do carry on my onboarding is antiseptic wipes. Why? Because sometimes through flights you might pick up something sticky or something, or even when you are walking around. These are little handy things, because you don't always have soap with you. Another thing that I carry is called paper soap. I usually get this from the Chinese shop or something like that, about 15, maybe 20, depending on the pack that you buy. Some packs have 10. You're out and about, you got something sticky on your hands and you want to wash your hands, and the only thing is you got only the local water to wash your hands in and out of a tap. So these are really good little hacks to have in your bag. And the other little thing that I have done, I bought a whole big bag of them, but I don't need to use them all, is these little things. If I can get my bag to open, I usually throw about half a dozen of them in when I'm traveling. And the funny thing is, when you get to airports, they will say, "What are these?" And take extra with you, knowing that when you put a drop of water onto these, they're a hand towel to wash, or a washer to wash your face or wash your hands. So these are little things that I've picked up. As you can see, they look like tablets, but they're actually hand towels. When you're traveling, always remember to take all your medical stuff, but there's something that I actually throw in as an extra, because the foods we eat here may be good for you, but when you go to some countries, the food that you've eaten may not be the best. What I've done is I throw in one of these, and even if you don't use it for that trip, it's there for you if you get sick or you're feeling ill and things like that. So just remember, that's always a good little thing to have, and it's a good little hack. If you don't use it, what you can do is use it for something else. Put other things inside of it. It's up to you, but I always carry one of these because I've been to third world countries. Can't really say that they're third world anymore, but I've been to countries where I've eaten something and I know that it's not great. I've popped a charcoal tablet, but I know that it's not going to work, or I have popped a GastroStop thinking that's going to help, but sometimes those things take a while to start working on you, and this will be a lifesaver. Another thing that I do carry is a scale. I think I was given this, maybe 25, 30 years ago. It still works. It's a scale, it's a digital scale. And no, I don't think 30 years ago, but I have used it a great deal. And it's a great little thing to carry in your bag because you can tell how much you've got available to you for carry on. And you can do that from your hotel. You don't have to wait till you get to the airport. You have to pull open your bag and try and work out what you got in them and try and bring down the weight. That's an important thing. This here, a lot of people know what this is. It's a travel belt for your suitcase. Easy to get on, easy to take off. But just remember, don't cover any of your handles with this. Slip them under the handles. Reason being is that baggage handlers and concierge people don't like these because they can't get on and get a good grip onto your bag. So think about where you're putting these if you're going to use them. I don't use it as much as I used to, but sometimes it's good because it compacts the bag a little bit more, especially when you aren't wanting to allow for the extra room in your bag to be opened up. Okay, this here is my backpack. It's the size of backpack that I've pretty much used over the years. I don't like using big backpacks. I like it because it is very thin. But what I do like about this one is that it has a side panel for you to get into. And as I mentioned before, this one has a little thing so you can clip your purse onto it or clip something onto there and it doesn't go missing. So I can probably say to you, this is great. I put my translation earbuds into here. It's easy access if I need it. So, yep, if you are thinking about a backpack, think about the weight and what you're doing with it. I also can put a drink bottle in here. It fits all of my vlogging stuff in because I do take this with me when I go vlogging a lot. I can put my computer in there. It fits in a back panel. It's a great little go-to bag. And the good thing about it is if somebody tries to pickpocket you, listen, you can hear the sound of that being opened, so you know. And it has a couple of extra little clips inside. So I love this little bag. It rolls down, has a little thing at the front, which I never leave anything of value in the front pocket. It sits flush. You might want to put on that key thing in your bag, one of these. It could be for your public transport, so quick and easy access for it. So that's what I do when I'm traveling. Oops, I went out of frame. So that's what I do when I'm traveling. Oh, and another thing I have is I have a tracker on my bag. This one here is a rechargeable tracker. And it also, it's one of them that I bought from Snap many years ago. It recharges and it has little things like contact me or if you find it. So I love it. It's linked to my phone, so that's really good. Another bag that I sometimes will take with me on trips is a bag that's about this size. It's called a barrel bag, which I call it. And it's got plenty of room inside of it, but this can go in the up head area, or if you've got breakables and things like that that you want to make sure that you don't damage when you're coming home, you can put your backpack into your luggage if it's not too heavy, and you can use this. And well, I find that it fits everything you need into it, and you can just take your little bag, which is like this one, or your plain stuff, and you can use that to put things into. Okay, I've spoken to you about all the different kinds of things that you might need to take with you, but I spoke about this in my very first video, and that is your footwear. When you are traveling, just remember that you need to ensure that your footwear is right. I spend a little bit more on my footwear because if I go out walking, I know my feet need to carry and support the rest of my body. And a lot of people will just go, oh, I'll just buy a pair of cheap $2.50, and I'm being ridiculous about it, kind of sneakers, and then you will find that there are people that will buy $300 pair of sneakers. They will be fine for them, but you need to find the shoe for you. You need to try them on. You need to have a wander around. For me, I always, these are new ones, and I'm walking them in. I always think about my feet and my footwear when I'm going out walking, traveling, all of that kind of stuff. The reason why I've got this kind of footwear, and this is what I'll wear most of the time when I'm away, is that it has the grip on the bottom for when I have to pull my suitcase along everywhere. And when I need to work out climbing stairs, walking around places, all of that, I'm thinking about what is going on my feet first, and that's the first thing that I will think about. And then I will work out what kind of clothes I will wear, what kind of things I will put in. I do take another pair of one or two pairs of shoes. I take one pair which is like those slip-on slippers for while I'm in the hotel. I hate walking on floors in strange places without having slippers on. The other thing is that I will probably put in a pair of casual sneakers, like the ones that you can wear out to dinner or wear with your pants, or things like that you might take with you, that will dress it up a little bit but keep you a little bit casual, but allowing you also to be able to walk around and not get sore feet at the evening and give you that support. As I'm saying, is that these are kind of things that I think about prior to doing my travel and my trips. Oh, I forgot one thing. I'll better put that in. Can't forget this. If I'm traveling domestic and things like that, I have this little car fridge, as you can see, and it has water in there to make sure that I've got water. I usually put about 4 of these in here and leave them in there in my car, because when you are traveling around or walking around, you need to make sure that you are hydrated. So look, these are my opinions and I'm just getting it out there. Think about those things, and you do not have to copy everything that I do. Everyone has their own mind to think about what they want and how they want to carry things. Some people will just use a backpack and travel the world. Some people will just use a shoulder bag with some things in it, and they will just buy when they get there. Some people will just put a couple of pairs of shorts, underwear, things like that into their bag, and they'll carry it in a backpack for weeks on end. It's how you want to travel, but the important thing is, remember, you are going to buy things at your destination. You are going to have all of these other things that come into effect while you're over there. Me, I will buy most of my things I need, like body wash. If I don't put the soap in, I'll buy it when I get there, or use the hotels. I make sure I've got my right creams. I make sure I've got my medications. I make sure I've got all the essentials that I need to keep me going while I'm over there. So just remember, think about what you're packing, what the amount of weight is, and that way you'll have a great holiday. Well, I'm going to stop rambling on now about the things that I've learnt over the years. And if you did like what I had in this content, or found something that makes you think about what you are packing or how you are traveling, I hope that that's going to help you. And just remember, I do a lot of this solo traveling. I do not have another person to help me carry it. So that's the key that I'm trying to say to you, is think about what you are packing when you are traveling. Because if you're a solo traveler, you've got no help. You have to drag that around by yourself. You got a friend going with you, she's not going to, or he's not going to carry your stuff for you. You will be carrying it yourself. If you're with your partner, he has his stuff or she has her stuff. You may not have somebody carrying it for you. In a group situation, everything may go onto the bus and take you around. But the problem that you have is you have to get it from the bus to the entrance to the building, because a lot of the bus trips you go on, they're not going to carry your stuff to it. They're not going to push your stuff to it. That's the reason why I'm saying is think about what you are carrying. So I'm going to sign off now. I hope that you enjoyed what I have to say and the information that I have. And always think, what am I taking? What do I need? So if you like what I put through, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.